Welcome to Moonlight Drift Stories, a place where your mind can rest and your dreams can wander through peaceful worlds. Settle in, take a deep breath, and let tonight's story carry you toward calm and sleep. Tonight, we drift through the quiet streets of London, a city still awake, yet softened under the moonlight. It's the story of chance, of warmth, and of two people who find something gentle when neither was looking for it. The clock on the embankment had just whispered past midnight. London had entered that small, secret hour when buses still hum but softly, and the world feels half asleep. Lena walked with her hands in her coat pockets, the collar turned up against a faint breeze that carried a cool, metallic scent from the river. Above her, the sky was unusually clear, and faint stars shimmered beyond the haze of light. Her footsteps echoed gently across the wet pavement. She had planned to turn back hours ago, but something about the stillness had kept her walking. The city didn't ask anything of her at this hour. It simply let her exist. She reached the railing of the Thames and leaned forward slightly, watching the water move slow and steady beneath the bridges. The reflections of golden lamps wavered across the surface, stretching and folding like ribbons of light. She breathed in deeply, out, and for a moment, it was just her and the river. Then footsteps. Another pair joined hers, soft but distinct. Coming from the far end of the walkway, she turned her head slightly. A man approached at an easy pace, hands in his coat pockets. Eyes lifted toward the faint stars. There was no rush in him, just quiet movement. When he noticed her glance, he smiled politely. Not forced, not expectant. Just a small human hello. Lena nodded back, a little surprised by her own instinct to return it. He stopped a few feet from her, leaned against the same railing, and for a while they simply shared the view. The sound of the river filled the silence. soft breeze moved between them. Then the man spoke, voice low and calm. "It looks peaceful," he said. "But if you listen close, you can hear how much effort the river's still making." Lena tilted her head. He was right. Beneath the surface hum, there was a deep, restless current. Steady, pushing, alive. She smiled faintly. "Maybe that's why I like it," she said. Everything looks still, but nothing really is. He gave a thoughtful nod, eyes still on the water. Exactly. The air between them felt easy. The kind that doesn't demand conversation. "I'm Callum," he said softly. "Lena." They shook hands briefly. His hand was warm despite the night air, and for the first time all evening, Lena's shoulders dropped naturally. They stood together at the railing, listening to the distant hum of traffic and the gentle slosh of water. After a while, Callum glanced sideways. "You're not from here?" "No," she admitted. "Work trip. Extended a few days just to breathe." He smiled. "Best reason to stay." Then, after a pause, "There's a cafe still open, a few streets over. The owner pretends to close early, but he won't turn anyone away." Lena hesitated, not out of caution, but surprise. It had been a long time since someone spoke to her like that, without pretense, without agenda. "That sounds nice," she said finally. He nodded, his voice gentle. "Come on then." They walked side by side along the embankment. The night air felt soft against their faces, carrying the faint smell of rain that hadn't arrived. Shop fronts glowed faintly behind shutters. Street lamps hummed. Now and then, a bus rolled by in the distance, its low engine blending into the hum of the city's pulse. For a while, neither spoke. The silence was full, but calm. a companion, not an absence. Callum eventually said, "I come here when I can't sleep." Something about the city at this hour makes it easier to think. Lena smiled softly. Or not think. He glanced over, amused. That too. They turned a corner and found the cafe, a tiny spot tucked between an antique shop and a florist's gate. The sign above the door read Amir's Tea and Light in faded gold letters. Inside, warm amber light pooled across wooden tables. A man behind the counter, Amir, looked up and sighed fondly. "Callum," he said. "Again?" "Couldn't sleep," Callum replied. "Rescue mission for a new friend." Amir smiled at Lena. "Then you're welcome twice." He waved them to a corner table. "Tea's on me." The cafe smelled of honey and cardamom. Steam curled gently above their mugs, warming the air between them. "This is nice," Lena said quietly. "I didn't realize how much I missed this." "What's this?" Callum asked. "Just people being kind for no reason." Callum's smile softened. "There's always a reason," he said, "even if it's just to make the world a little gentler." Lena stirred her tea slowly, watching the ripples settle. "It's been a hard year," she said softly. "Work, home, expectations. Everything got so loud." Callum nodded. "Yeah," he said. "I know that noise." He traced the edge of his mug with a fingertip. "My sister's moving away tomorrow," he said finally. "I'm proud of her, but it feels strange. Like I lost a compass that didn't even make noise, but I always knew it was there." Lena listened quietly. Her expression was soft. Understanding without needing to fix anything. "You'll find a new kind of map," she said. "People like her don't really leave. They just move the light around." Callum breathed out through a smile. "Move the light around. That's good." They sat in easy silence, each of them breathing a little deeper now. Later, they stepped back outside. The street was quieter now, the lamps haloed in mist. Callum held the door for her. Lena looked up at the sky, clear, full of soft blue-grey stars. "Do you always wander this late?" she asked. "Only when something's too heavy to carry indoors," he said. They walked again, slower this time, their footsteps sinking naturally. They passed rows of darkened windows, each one glowing faintly gold from a single lamp or TV screen. Behind each, quiet stories were unfolding. Someone reading, someone dreaming, someone remembering. "I used to think being alone at night meant being lost," Lena said. "Now it just feels honest." Callum smiled faintly. London's good at teaching that. They reached the bridge again. The river below shimmered like dark silk. They stood at the centre, hands resting on the railing. No one else was there, just the steady hush of water and the occasional whisper of a passing breeze. "It's strange," Lena said softly. "I feel like I've known you longer than an hour." "Some people fit the quiet," Callum said. That's all it is. They shared a small laugh. Not about anything, just about being awake and alive and unguarded at the same time. When they reached Lena's hotel, the lights from the lobby spilled gently across the pavement. They stopped by the door, neither moving to end the night. "Thank you," she said, "for the walk and the tea and the space to breathe." Callum met her eyes. "Thank you for showing up," he said. "Most people don't." Lena smiled, and something inside her chest loosened, like a knot untangling. "I fly home tomorrow," she said quietly. "I guessed," he said. "Still, if you wake up early, there's a bakery across from the park. I'll be there around 9. She hesitated. Not because she doubted him, but because the idea of a simple tomorrow felt rare and fragile. "I'll be there," she said softly. Callum's smile widened, gentle and real. "Then good night, Lena." "Good night, Callum." He gave a small nod, turned down the street, and vanished into the soft hum of the city. Lena watched him go, feeling something unfamiliar and peaceful, like London had handed her back a piece of herself. She turned toward the door, stepped inside, and rode the quiet elevator up to her floor. Her room was dim and still. Through the window she could see the faint glow of the Thames and the steady flicker of street lamps reflecting on the wet road. She slipped off her shoes, lay down on the bed, and pulled the blanket around her. The city outside hummed like a lullaby. Her thoughts drifted softly to laughter by the river, the warmth of tea, the promise of morning light. And when her eyes closed, they stayed closed. As the music fades and your dreams drift deeper, know that you are safe. You are loved. And this moment belongs only to peace. May your night be calm, your rest be deep, and your dreams gentle. Good night from Moonlight Drift Stories.